Hello, hello, hello. Hi, welcome. I tell you, it's been a day, but what a wonderful day. I am Kay McCrae, and I want to welcome you to the 65-day journey to 65. Wow. I tell you, today is a day we're having to plow through it, but guess what? We will. You will as well. Wow. On this 65-day journey to 65, I'm inviting you in. This is August the 4th. And it is 12, a little bit after 12, but 12 noon live that's coming to you. This is video number 5. So as I come today, I want to share some wisdom nugget with you about I'm 64 now, on my way to 65 as of September the 23rd. I will come live to you on Tuesday and Friday at noon. Yes. And today I want to talk to you about the power of why. The power of why. You know, I remember as a young mother that my son would always, he had that question, why? Why? That was a question he constantly asked me. And if you're a mother or a grandmother, grandfather, grandparent, that may be some of the things that you deal with too. The question of why. Our grandkids came for the summer, and that question came up even with the grandchildren. Why? Why? The power of why. You know, kids at a young age, they ask that question a lot because they don't have the mental capacity of understanding at that age. So they're learning some things and trying to get an understanding as their brain is developing. And you know, that's a very powerful word, even for adults and for who we are now. Why? Yeah. Webster, according to 1828, defined the word as why as a cause or a reason. You know, there's something behind it, a cause or a reason in that. And it also, why is used, it changes the conversation. It changes a dialogue when we say why. Well, you may say, well, what is it that you learned about why? Well, I learned why because there were some times in my life, just like a kid, where I'm like, why? Have you ever experienced that why? Do you know the why? Why do you keep asking the why? Wow. There are some times, and I've learned over 64 years now, that there's power in that word of why. When you begin to sit back and be still and quiet yourself and try to get out of the negative in your head, because if you don't, you'll get stuck. You get stuck in that place. You ever been in that place, or are you in that place that you're just stuck? Well, I was in that place for a long time. I was stuck, and I was asking myself why. Why did this happen? Why did that happen? Well, some of the things that I were able to come through in the why of things happening in my life was the most important thing, or the most hurtful thing, of the many disappointments that I've experienced, and I'm not the only one, I'm a person just like you, in the why, was the death of my parents. They died 4 months to the day apart. That was a why. The loss of my business, when I lost my contract and I lost all my money in one day. Woo, that was a why. And when I got to a point in my life, I had to file for bankruptcy. That was a woo. Why? Because your name is linked to bank with your credit. Your name is tied to it. And when you get to the point that you got more going out than you have coming in, when I lost all my money in a day, it created a major, like a trickle down effect in my finances. Although I was able to manage certain things, but I couldn't manage it all. So that was a question of dealing with the why. But now when I say the power of why, I understand a lot of what happened in the why to get to the point where I say it's the power of the why. It's the power because Why come for a reason? If you just be still and sit back and begin to get out of your head, get out of your way, and begin to ask that question of yourself. There's a quote, I believe it's by Albert Einstein, that says that if we continue to do, I'm going to read that for you because I'm about to mess it up. And it says, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used to create them. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking mindset that we use to create them. So that means that the power of why will bring you to a place to refocus. That's what I had to do. I had to refocus some things. How do I move from this place? What do I do? Did I create my own problems? How do I change? I don't even know how to change. When we get into that place that we keep doing the same thing because we think we know, and that's a wisdom nugget, we don't know it all. No one knows it all. But when you get to a place that you can be still and that you can go internally and begin to have your prayer life and begin to ask internally, ask God to show you and to guide you, that you can move from a place, because it's going to require refocusing, rethinking, relining, rebooting, everything you could think of, so that you can take the power of why and it will become power in your life. Yes. One of the things that I also learned is that life is like a tapestry. You know, a beautiful tapestry. You can hang it on the wall. Some of them are extremely expensive. Well, I don't have a tapestry, but I do have is this puzzle. And I hope it's not too much glare on it. But this puzzle, the puzzle is apples, and it's inside of a basket, and it has all of the leaves and the branches, and it's all done. But it's a puzzle. It's 300 pieces. Life can be just like this puzzle. You know, sometimes we think that this piece goes here, and we should do it this way, but it don't fit. So we have to refocus and realign and readapt our lives to focus. And that's where the power of why. Why don't it fit? It don't fit because it don't go there. So that's part of my thing today, is to talk about the power of why. If you can just begin to look in your life some, just like I had to sit down and begin to look at the why. Why did my parents die 4 months to the day? Well, their time on this earth had come. And on top of that, the good came. It didn't come immediately. It took some years, to be perfectly honest. But I just want to know that there's hope. The good came when I can now sit back, and I thank God for the 34 years, because I was 34 years old, 30 years ago now. 34 years old when my parents, that year, the 4 months to the day that they died. And I can think about, just think of them. They're with me still because their spirits still live with me. And because of that, it's good. It fits into the tapestry of my life. When I think about the day that I lost all of my money, that took a minute. When I think about losing my contract, well, if I'm honest with myself, I lost the contract because that was something I did. I can't say that I prayed about it. I made a decision. Kay did. I made a decision about that for myself. And I said, ooh, this will be a good thing. So I put all my eggs in this basket. And that wasn't part of the plan, apparently. But guess what? It stretched me. It pulled me. It caused me to move into another place of strength, power, being still, learning how to be still. Yeah. So I made that decision. Bankruptcy. What did bankruptcy do for me? In the power of the why. The power of the why is that all debt is not good debt. Okay? What are you saying? I learned that just because I can buy something or use the credit card don't mean I should. Number one. The second thing that I learned is debt comes in two ways. Debt comes from a standpoint of good debt and bad debt. Oh, that sounds like an oxymoron. Life can be an oxymoron. Bittersweet. Civil war. Let's see what's a working vacation. Wonderful. Let me see. Another one would be, well, I said bittersweet. Awfully good. You know, it means the opposite of something. So with the bankruptcy of good credit and bad credit, or good debt and bad debt, what I learned is, if you have debt that is tied to a talent that God has given to you, and you're using that credit card, or you're using your name, or you're using it for increase, where, okay, if I invest $500 in a deal and I'm standing to make $5,000, okay, I utilized debt, but I maximized it in a talent on the back end. So I learned the difference. I learned how to wait. I learned how to be still. Patience came. All of this is from the power of why. Why? Because you grow in the why. You grow in the understanding. You grow in the knowledge. You grow in the increase. Yes. Was it painful? Oh God. Yeah. Did it cost me? Yeah. But on the other side of that, there is power in the why. So that's my nugget for you today. I want you to think about your life, or think about some of the things. Are you stuck? Begin to just think about it and see where you are, or just reflect in where you've been and you see the good in it now. From a scripture standpoint, Romans 8:28 says all things work together for the good. See that tapestry? It's working. It's working in your life. Everything that you have experienced is not bad. It may have been a bad time, but in the long run, it will line up with the plan that God has for your life. It's beautiful. My name is Kay McCray.